Okay, so this is the fourth screencast. In the last screencast we built the personal information folio page and the CV page and put them in the web folio. Now one thing we didn't put in that CV that is in the list that we had in the lecture, that items that should go in CV, is interests. So we might just update it now with an interest, just so I can show you how to do that. So this, once again, if you're looking at PebblePad like this, we'll click the asset store and we'll scroll down until we see the main CV page. We'll edit that, scroll down to the bottom, and then under personal we can create a hobby, and then we'll add a new one, and then you can put any hobby or interest that you might have. So I suppose, just as an example, something along those lines. So playing the guitar, some explanation. So like that. When did you start? So I started playing guitar around, when was it? About 99, I think. Had a look. Just choose a date. Ongoing. And then that's probably enough. You can put more information there. You can add as many hobbies or interests as you'd like to. Save. Now, one other thing that I'll point out here is, now when we look at this, we've got our hobbies below referees, but when we were talking about this, interests, we had that ordered before the references, so references last, so that they're easy to find, I guess. And you can move around any of these. You just click on the category, and then the up and down buttons allow you to move them up or down. So if I clicked up, you can see that that moves hobbies above referees, as we might like. And I can look at all of this sort of stuff, scroll down through all the bits that we put in there, and now hobbies, playing the guitar, blah blah blah, and referees at the bottom, which is what we want for our CV. Okay, save. Alright, and so we've updated our CV. So now, as we had our web folio, we've got our personal information, our CV, and the next thing that we're going to do, if we look at our PDF, is this web folio. And so that's what this screencast is going to be. We're going to put together a web folio which is the same as this one, but if you create another web folio and put it inside this one, then you can have more sub pages. So that's how we get, if we looked at PebblePad, that's how we get a menu here, and that menu having sub menus. Okay, so you put a web folio inside a web folio. So if I was to close that, and so we need a web folio called Technical Competence, and if I look at this, I've got the information for you. So Technical Competence, and there's all of the different pieces of information. So we've got communication skills, competence summary, and so forth. So we're going to put all of that information into the Technical Competence web folio that we create. Alright, so let's do that now. In PebblePad, we're going to create a new web folio, and we're going to call it Technical Competence. Alright, and we can create a description, so something like something like that. So these pages provide demonstration and evidence of technical engineering abilities and achievements in support of CV information. Something like that. You can, you know, make it more fancy or more detail or specific or whatever, but that'll do for the moment. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create all of the sub pages that go in this web folio. So that's, if we look at our PDF, that's the competence summary folio page, a collection of engineering designs, a collection of engineering analyses pages, collection blah blah blah. Okay, so we're going to create all of those now. Alright, so we might save this, and we can, as before, we can create a page or add an existing page here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create each of the elements separately and then add them to this as we go. So we can just close that for starters. So now we've built this bit. So now let's start building each of these, and I've told you what each of these are going to be, so it's a bit easier to choose the right resource. This one's going to be a folio page, collection, 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 blog collection. Okay, so we're going to create all of those individually now. We'll do it as quickly as possible, and then we'll move on. Alright, so the first thing is a folio page with competence summary, and so if you look in here, each one of these I have created a Word file with the text that we're going to, not for analysis, but for all of the ones that aren't grayed out, I've created the text in a Word file for you. Alright, so the ones that are grayed out we don't have, but the other ones we do. That one, and so forth. So the first thing I'm going to do is competence summary. That's our text. As per everything else, you can update this and change this as much as you want. Alright, and so what we're going to do is we're going to create, the PDF says we want a folio page, so let's create a new, where's that, folio page, there, quick. Alright, so in our Word file, competence summary is the heading, and cut and paste. This page summarizes all the evidence gathered, blah blah blah. So this is the sort of the first page. This is the page that's going to come up as soon as you click on this. So the same way that our personal information comes up on the main page, this is going to be the first page that pops up when you click on the technical competence part. So what we might do is create a text area here and put that text there. This page summarizes all the events. If we want to put a short description here, we can do something like that. So collection, summarizing something like that. So page summarizing progressive achievement of Engineers Australia Stage 1 competency standard. So effectively you are summarizing how far you are progressed towards, you know, completing your degree. This page summarizes blah blah blah, and we're going to put an image up of how far you have actually achieved it, the collective map. But we might do that at the end, because I'd like to go through some of the parts before we do that. Okay, so this will do for the moment. Hit save. All right, put full stop there. Actually, we might just throw the image in now, and then we can come back and talk about it, so we don't have to come back and open this up. So if you want to add an extra element, let's add an image, and I've put the image in the competence summary folder for you. There's the image, and obviously this image is created using that little executable, that little program that I put up on LearnJCU. And the purpose of this is that every single time you put an individual page in, if it ticks a different box, you add that tick to this front page. So this page summarizes all of these little maps that are embedded in the other pages, but we can talk more about that. For the moment, let's just chuck it in. So we need to choose a media, and we need to upload that image, and we're going to use a naming convention in this technical competence section. Otherwise, all of these files and pages and things that we create are going to get very, very confusing. So for each one of these little sections, this one's competence summary, so any file or sub page or anything that I put under this, I'll have competence summary first and then whatever it is. So this one's pretty easy, so we'll call it competence summary underscore map, because this is the mapping image. We'll go ahead and navigate to that, technical competence, competence summary, and that image. Alright, and let's save and upload. There we go. Now that map is there. Let's click on that and confirm. And now you can see obviously that's very tiny, so you've got a little triangle thing on the bottom there. You can drag it down and drag it as big as it's going to get. And there we go. Now if you want this to open the image when someone clicks on it, that's okay, but I think what we'll actually do is we'll get, when someone clicks on this, we'll have it open the Engineers Australia Stage 1 Competency Standard, because that way they can work out what 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 means and so forth if they don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to change on this Properties menu, which you can get to by clicking that cog there, I believe. We're going to link to an asset, and we're going to search for asset, which isn't there yet, so we're going to have to create one. So we'll upload. Title is going to be Engineers Engineers Australia Stage 1 Competency Standard. We're going to browse for it. Now it should be in the top menu, the ePortfolio content folder, because as soon as you use this map generator, and that's not what we needed. As soon as you use that map generator, that's going to actually create that. So if I was to double click on that and hit this PDF icon, so try that again. If I was to hit this PDF icon, that'll bring that up. Now the reason it didn't open before was because this was already open, so I was trying to open over, save over a file that's open. But anyway, so as soon as you click that the first time, it will put that file in this folder for you, and that's what we're going to navigate to. So let's put that PDF there. Okay, so now got the PDF. Engineers Australia Stage 1 Competency Standard is now an asset, and we click on that and use it. Anyone that clicks on this image is going to open the Engineers Australia Stage 1 Competency Standard, which is what we want. We can also give it a caption, and let's say alignment with Engineers Australia Stage 1 Competency Standard. Okay, save. So that's our competence summary page, and if we look at it, looks like this. Effectively, you've got the map, everything that you've put up in any other page that we're about to do, it summarizes all of the ticks in all of the boxes that you've ticked. All right, so every time you add a page, I'd come back here and I'd replace this image with the new image with all of the extra bits. Now, it's probably a good time to talk about how you actually do that. So if we were to replace that image, so this is all saved, we can close that. That image was called the competence summary map. If I click on that and hit edit, if I want to update that image or change it, then I can, once it's open, I can go change file. Are you sure you want to change this file? Yes. And then it goes back to this menu, and I can browse to whatever picture I want to change it to. So that was under technical competence, competence summary, that one. So that is the same image in this case, but when you want to replace any of the stuff that you're putting up in this workshop with your own things, that's what you do. So let's talk about that once more. You go to assets, you choose the asset that you want to change the file for, click on it, edit, and then you'll have the option to upload change file. And so that's how, if you're using my drawings in this workshop, that's how when you put your own drawings up, you would change it rather than have to delete things and whatnot. And that'll propagate through to everything. Okay, so now we have this competence summary page. Looks like this. We're going to pop that in our web folio for technical competence. So let's open that, go edit. Right, and we're going to add an existing page or asset. We're going to choose the competence summary, confirm, and there we go. That's our first page. Okay, and so if we want to view it, that's what it looks like. And so this is exactly the same as our front page, except we're going to have submenus. Now, if I want to save that, yes. If I want to put that in the top one, I can now that it's got some content in it. So let's go to our main web folio right down at the bottom. Edit. We're going to add an existing asset. And I'm going to find my technical competence web folio. Click. Confirm. And you can see I've got technical competence with the one submenu that's available so far, which is competence summary. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. So now we've got the three menus, our personal information, our CV, and now once you click on technical competence, it comes up with competence summary. And you would have, once we do all of the other ones, you'll have all of the other options to click on down here as well. Okay, but what we want it to open with is a summary of how far you are across everything. So that's why we created this page. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is create the other collections. All right, so let's close that. So let's create a collection for engineering design. So under design new is collection. And so what collection is a single page that allows you to put a bunch of other pages inside it. It's a bit like a web folio, but it doesn't have a menu. And so we don't want a confusing menu with lots and lots and lots of different things. So we use collection if you don't want it to be in the main menu on the left. Collection. And so this collection is going to be called engineering design. If we look at our PDF, so we're doing this collection here now. And we're going to put some examples. And the one example page that we're going to put there is for your bridge design with some pictures of your bridge and it collapsing or whatever. But we'll do that in a minute. So engineering design, let's see. Go to the folder that I gave you, ePortfolio content, technical competence, and we're creating engineering design. And I've got this Word file here. And that gives me the text that I want for the description. Control C that. Pop that in the short description, Control V. And there you go. This page illustrates examples of engineering design that have been manufactured and tested throughout my bachelor studies, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Save. Alright, and so now we'll add pages as we need to, but let's do that later. Now we're going to create a collection for engineering analysis. Design new collection. Call it engineering analysis. And probably something along the lines of this page illustrates examples of engineering analysis. This page illustrates examples of engineering analysis that I've completed during my bachelor studies. And what we might do is say in capitals content under development. Basically that just means that we're not putting any content in it today, and it'll look a bit silly if you don't say something if someone clicks on it. Alternatively, you could just leave this out until you actually have content for it. But for this example, we're going to create it all so that you've got somewhere to put your stuff. Alright, save. Alright, so we've done Folio for competence summary, we've done a collection for design, collection for analysis. Let's do a collection for technical drawing. Collection. I do have a content for technical drawing in the folders. There you go. Technical drawing. Here's our Word file. The text. Technical drawing. Copy that. Pop that in there. And copy the description text. Pop that in there. Done. A collection of evidence demonstrating proficiency in technical engineering drawing, including SOLIDWORKS, hand drawing, and sketching. Now, obviously, if you don't have any hand drawing and sketching in your examples, then don't put those there. But we'll put some SOLIDWORKS ones and a hand drawing one, and you can add sketching later if you like. Save. Good. Next, design new collection. So this one is going to be software development. Feel free to put some content in this later from EG1002 if you wish. Now, what are we going to call that? We can say, just copy that text for starters. Collection of evidence demonstrating proficiency in software something like that. Collection of evidence demonstrating proficiency in software development for engineering applications. That'll live for the moment. Save. Right, what else do we need? Software development, we need lab experience. Design new collection. Laboratory experience. This is going to be a collection of evidence demonstrating proficiency in procedures. Something like that. A collection of evidence demonstrating proficiency in laboratory and experimental procedures and data analysis. Good enough for the moment. You're welcome to change that and make it more descriptive. Communication skills. Yeah, we do have content for that one somewhere. Right. Design new collection. This guy. In our folders. Communication skills. There's a Word file there for you. Copy the text. And call it communication skills. Save. Alright, what's left? We're going to create a blog called Teamwork and Management. Now, in our folders, I have a front descriptive text there for that. Alright, so now, where before we were creating collections, now we're going to click blog. And the blog is going to be called Teamwork and Management, and the description is going to be the description I've given you. This blog records experiences with group work from throughout my undergraduate degree. Particular attention is paid to challenging group work situations that were overcome to achieve a successful outcome. This is not a place to whinge about group work. This is your opportunity to demonstrate growth in teamwork and management through adversity and by reflecting on things that you did that meant that a team that had a challenge was able to overcome it, because that's the sort of thing that an employer might want to look at. They don't want to hear about how terrible teamwork was or how you had someone that disappeared and didn't work with you. They want to see that you're able to be constructive in a team situation. And so that's the sort of thing that you're going to be documenting here. I'll talk more about that when we create a post. All right. Last thing, a collection for professional experience. So let's do that. Design new collection. All right. And this is Alright, so a collection of reports and certificates from professional placement experiences in the engineering field. Basically anything related to VAC-PRAC, you pop up here. Cool, save. Alright, so now we have all of these different pages. We're going to pop them all in the web folio and then we're going to add some content to them. Okay, so let's pop them in the web folio and then in the next screencast we'll add some content. Alright, so asset store. We need our technical competence web folio, edit. All right, we're going to, first thing we're going to add is the engineering design one. Add engineering design. Add, next one's going to be engineering analysis. Next one's going to be technical drawing. So they're all in sequence because this is the sequence we made them in, so it's pretty easy. Add, next one just to make sure, software development. Add, we want laboratory experience. Add, communication skills. Add teamwork blog, add professional experience, and there we go. We've got all of our sections of technical competence. We hit save and we close. And now that's all going to carry through to our front page. So if I was to view that, our main web folio, let's put it full screen. So now, personal information, CV, technical competence, and you see they all come up. And if I clicked on engineering design, I get my description and whatever pages I create once we create them. Engineering analysis, description, pages, technical drawing, description, pages, and so forth. Actually, what we should do, what you can do, is content under development. You can copy that and add that, append that to the descriptions of the software development page, the lab experience page, and the professional experience page. So you can go ahead and do that pretty easily. But otherwise, that's our main structure. So now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of content to the engineering design one. We're going to add a bit of content to the technical drawing one. So the design's going to be your bridge, pictures of the actual bridge you built. Tech drawing, we're going to do all of your workshop drawings and probably a technical drawing. Communication skills, you're going to pop up your bridge report, a PDF of. I'm going to get you to do a blog post in the teamwork and management, and then we'll be done. So this is where we're actually starting to put the content, but that will happen in the next screencast.